Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Tuesday, December 9th, and let's see what the market looks like. It's just a little flat, maybe even red. NVIDIA is up, but all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Here we go with your heat map. That's what it looks like. Nothing crazy, like I said. And your SPY is up just a hair, but doesn't look perfect. But again, it is up, and it's having that pullback look right here and could curl right back up. So I guess it doesn't look too bad right there on that little pullback cue. Same situation right there. It's up 6 cents, but just that little curl back, and again, just kind of rolling down. They don't look like they want to drop real hard at the moment anyway. So we'll be keeping our eye on that today. And the IWM is up 38 cents right there, and looks like it's trying to curl up a little bit. So we'll be keeping an eye on these guys, of course, and seeing what our indices want to do to kind of dictate what the market is doing, or the market dictates what they're doing, and everything else does anyway. So ATMC, let's look at our Joe Lee's jumpers right here. And ATMC, we were looking at it last night. It was getting crazy. It ran up pretty wild. It ran around a little bit this morning. CETX was definitely running up crazy yesterday. And then look at it all the way down here at 572. But it may just be getting pulled back a little bit to set back up. CHR, I'd mentioned last night, that cheer holding. And that thing is looking pretty decent this morning. It was running up a little bit. And GIPR right here, Generation Income Properties, was running yesterday. That's in that channel, not looking too bad. And then you have your IBIO. That was spiking up yesterday and just bouncing around right now. So you can keep an eye on IBIO. Daniel Javier Fitz had mentioned that one on the CNR page, and I had mentioned the video yesterday. So I would say that was pretty good right there. KXIN looking decent. We've been watching this China small cap one, this auto and truck dealership, since it reverse split right there. And NCPL took a major, was that major dip yesterday, and just kind of bouncing around right here. But yeah, I know it had dipped down and looked all crazy yesterday, right? That was NCPL, if I remember correctly. I know the Trump companies weren't doing great. This thing, yeah, it jumped way down. Now it jumped way back up this morning. So there you go. But still doesn't even look bad with that jump up. So just be careful. ORKT, Orange Cloud Technology. We haven't looked at this thing in a long time, but it hasn't been doing anything in a long time until this morning or yesterday. And then this morning, it looks like it was trying to run up there for ORKT. And there you go. Look at it. And it's not looking bad to try to set up and run a little more. And PAVS is Paranuvis Entertainment Technology. That's getting set. The technology industry is going to be looking pretty fun today. That's for sure, after the whole NVIDIA and whoever else was trying to buy out Warner Brothers. Paramount was trying to do it yesterday, so that was crazy. QCLS been staying up there, been running up pretty good, and looks like it is just a healthy pullback. We'd have to see, though, and watch until it gets really crawled up there. WeBuy was jumping up yesterday and not looking bad right there. WeBuy Global right now. And WVE right here is Wave Life Sciences, and that one did go crazy, and it's still up there. So that was a good popper. It's kept itself up there. And XCure was jumping up yesterday as well, and it is just running around this morning, 941 to 1153. It's at 947 right now. And there you go with your Joe Lee's jumpers. Thank you so much, Asian Joe Lee. Greatly appreciate them, of course. And let's see what the rest of this market looks like here. We'll go through our big caps and our Mag 7 and them guys real quick. Let's see what they look like. We did our SPY. It was up a hair, and your Qs were up a little, or they were up 5 cents. Now they're down 5 cents, and your IWM was up a little bit as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on them indices right there. And let's see what Apple and our Mag 7 are doing. Apple looks like it's trying to roll off that 20 right there. It did cross through the MACD, but that doesn't mean anything too crazy. It could get rolled up. We'll have to keep an eye on it today just to see how it gets set up right there, as it's been pulling back. And Amazon has that trend line right there, same situation, but they do look like they're going to get set up again. Google pulling back pretty good. It had looked good the other day, and now Google is pulling back there. And let's see what Meta is up to, because that one was kind of jumping up there. Now it's pulling back as well. So Meta's getting a little bit of pullback action. Microsoft's up just a little bit right there, nothing too crazy. And I was expecting to see the video way more than that, guys. So it's not looking pretty this morning. I can tell you right now. If Nvidia looks like that and it wants to pull back, and the rest of the market's not going to be too great, I can tell you right now. And Tesla is still down, hitting the 50 right there. Could get into that channel under where the 20 is. See this? And that would be at like 423 or F436 right there. And there you go with your Mag 7 and AMC right here. Let's see what that's up to. It's just flat. It was looking good yesterday. GameStop just kind of hanging out. Might have to check out this AMC. That is looking pretty good right there. So maybe check that one out. Chewy was running pretty big yesterday, just hanging out. They do have earnings. That is today, I believe. Tomorrow it is the 10th. So Chewy's tomorrow. And Unity right here is kind of popping up, but just hanging out in the top right there. We'll have to see how it looks today. As a matter of fact, had a good day yesterday. And then Netflix took a nice dip yesterday. Hold on, let me get to it. Holy cow, what is it? NFLX. There we go. And that's Netflix right there, down at the bottom. And again, Paramount launched a hostile bid takeover of Warner Brothers yesterday. So $30 a share, all cash. They were like, give it to us, sign the paperwork now, and we'll take the deal. And then you got Trump saying he's not so sure about the Netflix and Paramount deal, but Netflix and Warner Brothers, but maybe he's okay with Paramount because he's good friends with people on there and Warner Brothers. So it is interesting. That's for damn sure. And so there you go with your Netflix and entertainment kind of news this morning. But yeah, they're having a little duel right here, we'll say. And yeah, Netflix and Paramount fighting over Warner Brothers. It's kind of crazy right there. So we'll be watching that today for sure. You know, we got to keep an eye on, see this drama unfold and see what's going to happen. Let's look at our semiconductors. AVGO had been running up big, hitting that resistance right there. So it could pull back. MU had been running up big too. And just a little healthy pullback, just kind of taming itself. It looked like it wanted to run up a little bit more. And there's your Toyota. 196. Luis Rodriguez. Looks like Toyota's getting set up right there. Keep an eye on that. TSM, a little bit of healthy pullback, but on that trend line, not looking bad right there. And let's see what your SMCI is up to this morning, up 3 cents. And that above the 20, not looking too bad. 20 gets curled up. It's good to go. Today just looks like it's a bad day and not doing anything crazy right now, we'll say. AMD is up. It's curled up. We thought it would be, and it's hitting that MACD. It should cross through. Like I said, today just doesn't look great, but tomorrow is the rate cut day. So, and there you go. And we'll have to see what Powell has to say. Like I said, I think the rates could be factored in. I mean, everybody can just look over here and see that it's at 95% the day before. So, and if you've never seen where I talked about the popular vote and called that during the election, I pinned it yesterday. I tweeted it out last night and then I pinned it. So you guys can go check that out. Watch that video from when I called the presidential election perfectly. That was pretty wild. Hey, Dougie was reading about a new crazy flu strain in Europe called H3N2. Wonder what stocks might be worth jumping into before it hits the U.S. So we'll talk about that, Progressive G, and check that out. Remember the healthcare ones were starting to look pretty good, like UNH and Oscar right here, looking pretty decent as we were going through them last night. So maybe we do have to keep an eye on them guys right there. What was Lockheed Martin doing? That one was trying to jump up yesterday. Not too bad this morning, just kind of hanging out there. But here we go. We'll go right back to these AMD QCOM right here. Here's our semiconductors. QCOM just a little flat down to this morning. And let me see what Snow and PayPal are doing right here. Snow is still coming down. It's like a blizzard out there with that one. And PayPal right now is pulling back a little bit. Then you have your Intel and Dell, and Intel pulling back to roll off. It looks like off the MACD, so it could have a little more pullback. And Dell hasn't been looking bad. It's slowly stepping up there. So we'll have to look at that one. IBM that one's looking pretty good to get set up. I would have to say IBM looking good again. Today doesn't look great, but tomorrow will look better, I'm sure. So there you go with IBM. And of course, Palantir and Sophie. Palantir, a little pullback. Sophie had an offering, and it's still basing out down there, trying to help itself out to get moving again. And then Mara and Riot and Clean Spark and these guys right here, they're just kind of pulling back. We'll go ahead and look at crypto. It does look like it's a little bit red. I mean, Bitcoin's still over 90,000, 90,044, according to the Stock Cube. Ripple, no, that's Stellar at 24. I was like, that's definitely not Ripple, but Ethereum's at 3,119. So there you go. It is over 3,100, and Solana's at 132. So that one needs to step it up a little bit. But anyway, that's what they look like. Chainlink 1374, and there's Ripple at 207 right there. So there you are with your crypto prices. We'll look at crypto, but Clean Spark right here still been just kind of hanging out ever since them earnings, and it jumped up pretty well. And then of course MicroStrategy has been trying to set up right here. He's waiting on the 20, so you're getting pretty close, I would say. And maybe by maybe the rate cut tomorrow helps it out a lot, it looks like, perhaps for crypto anyway. So that could be a good thing for crypto. I don't know why, but I just know it'll be a good thing, it looks like. And Robinhood right here just down a little bit, Coinbase down a hair, and then your Webull is down 3 cents right there. So there you go this morning. And SPCE, that is pulling back just a hair, but nothing real crazy. It could have a little pullback. It has some good resistance above it, and it has run up quite a bit right there. Boeing's been setting up and looking pretty good. That thing should continue its way up. And DJT right here is just kind of hanging out and getting set up onto the 20. Nike was down yesterday. It's trying to rebound off the 20. And Lulu was down yesterday, and that is trying to rebound back up a little bit. They do have earnings coming up. And when is Lulu's earnings? They are on the 11th, so that's going to be Thursday. So there you go with Lulu, and you can keep an eye on their earnings. And then Disney right here wasn't looking too bad yesterday. It's jumped up a little tiny bit this morning. McDonald's trying to keep itself up there as well. And then you had your Oxy and ExxonMobil, and they took nice dips yesterday when oil and stuff was pulling back. But yeah, there you go. There's ExxonMobil. That doesn't look too bad today, actually. Gush is just kind of hanging out. Big dip down yesterday, and Boyle had a nice dip right there as well. So there you go. It's your Boyle dipped really good yesterday, and it's still dipping down today. You can see it. So there you go. It's your natural gas. Let me see what you guys want to look at. But there's our list right there. That we look at the XYZ. It was running up there the last few days and not looking too bad up there. So it's hitting the top area. And there you go with DXYZ. And let's see, ATCP. And that one that was running pretty big or something like that, Luis Rodriguez, whatever it was. I forget what the heck it is. But ATMC, that's what it is, Luis Rodriguez. That one is running pretty good. NCPL is bouncing back up. It had a big dip yesterday, and it is bouncing back up a little bit. So you keep an eye on that. XCUR, big rip yesterday, just kind of hanging out there this morning. And ATMV was ripping yesterday in the after hours. And then look at that thing just hanging out down there as well. Nothing real crazy. And GIPR right now is that Generation Income Properties, and a little healthy pullback. Nothing too crazy right there. So there you go. Not much happening in the markets, are just hanging out, Luis Rodriguez, that's for sure. IMPP was going up. Or was that yeah, that's, I believe, what it was. Or was it IMPP? Hold on. It could be this one. Nah, definitely not that one. IMMP. It wasn't this either. Something like that. But this one is popping up there, Doge Mama 9. I must say, it's at what, 215, 186 to 353, and it's at 215 right now. And it does look pretty strong going into today. And IBIO. That one is looking pretty decent right there. Like I said, Daniel Javier Fitz had posted that yesterday in the Facebook on the Cavino and Rich page, and obviously ran up pretty big yesterday up to that 242. You're back at 175, but not looking real bad there either for IBIO. I'm familiar with that one. I used to trade it a lot, so I do know that company. And QCLS right here, it's a biotech one. And QCLS right here is also just kind of hanging out after its run up, not looking too bad. And Chris, Coherus Oncology, that looks real good right there. Keep an eye on that one today. CHRS, that looks good. Doge Mama 9, I do like that. And then that cheer holding is looking pretty good this morning as well. A little bit of healthy pullback, ran up a little bit right there, but looking pretty good still as it's been trying to run up, as you can see here. And there you go. It did bounce up a little bit more this morning. So, yeah, keep an eye on the CHR. I do like that. And there you go. Laptop Travel. You love the graphics now? Yeah, I started changing them up a little bit. You know what I started using? Gemini, guys. The thing's so great. Gemini for the images. So, and then I'll tell you what I can do now. It's so easy. It makes life easy for nighttime for me. And in the morning, I figured I'd just pick like 5 of them and rotate them like for the 3 or 4 weeks that there is for the month. So I'll do one different one each day. So it's not the exact same graphic every day, but I just go on here and just kind of copy and paste this into Gemini and say, make me an image with a Christmas theme and stock market and Christmas theme. Not really, not rocket science. And yeah, Gemini puts it together in like couple seconds. It doesn't take long, like a minute or so, and the next thing you know, you have a pretty cool thumbnail. And then I just go in and put it in the right size, and bam, I'm good to go. So yeah, pretty good stuff. I like it too. Laptop Travel. I'm glad you guys like that. The new graphics that I kind of started to do on the YouTube and the thumbnails and stuff like that. So there you go, Doge Mama 9, and let's see what else is going on over here this morning. What the bears are getting wrong on AI, and why these stocks will keep climbing the wall of worry, and what Netflix and Paramount must do to win Warner Brothers. I know Warner Brothers is like the really hot chick right here, and these guys are just fighting over Netflix and Paramount. It is an interesting one right there. We'll be keeping our eyes all over that thing. You know that. That's a great one right there. Great story when Paramount just comes in and says, hey, you know what? We're just going to take a hostile bid and give you $30 a share, all cash. How about that, Warner Brothers? We'll give you more than Netflix. And now Netflix is like, what? And yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, U.S. bond investors bet on mild easing cycle, stick to middle of curve, and Dow futures waiver ahead of JOLTS data, and Nvidia in focus, and stocks and yields waiver as Fed caution lingers right there. So there you go with that. What else do we have gotten released today? Let's see. Today is Tuesday, and the ADP Employment Change Weekly Red Book something. That's what they're talking about. The JOLTS job openings. I don't even know what that is. What the hell is that? I've never even heard of JOLTS. But anyway, there's a report every single day. It's crazy. Like this one, WASDE. I don't know what that is either. 6-week bill auction. No idea what any of this stuff is, guys. I know what the MBA mortgages are and wholesale inventories, employment costs. So yeah, we go through all kinds of numbers every single day, and then we balance the trade and exports, imports, and Feds. There's a bunch of Fed speeches right there, but Wednesday obviously is the big one, and we're to that probably like interest rates right here. There you go. So FOMC. So there you go. Interest rate decision, 2 p.m. So that'll be at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So there you go. That's what the economic calendar looks like. Nvidia is up there. The rest of the market's just kind of hanging out, not really doing a whole lot this morning, guys. So that's what it looks like. Let's take a look at our crypto and just see what it's doing. Bitcoin, like I said, up over 90 still. Still holding our bullish channel right there. Still holding over your 20, and still looks pretty good to continue its way up. So I think we're safe to say it's getting into that bullish channel, guys, is what it appears to be doing here. And Ethereum's doing it right there, not looking bad. And Solana, like I said, is the one dragging right now, but it can get cruising. All it has to do is get crawled up right there, rolled off that MACD. It'll be in really good shape. So we'll see as the week plays out. And again, we have a rate cut tomorrow. So I guess maybe they're waiting for that. It's interesting how these charts set up for these things at the exact timing and things of that nature. It always fascinates me. And Ripple looks like it's ready to get ripping, though. It doesn't even care. It's just exposing itself and saying, "Let's go." And Doge looking pretty good right there at the moment. And Cardano has a similar look. Cardano's ripping up right there. Look at that green candle, and it's moving. So there you are. And Stellar looking pretty decent right there. It's not stellar, but it will be after it gets rolling. Look at it, it's starting to roll off that MACD. And Chainlink is up a little bit this morning, and that thing's looking pretty decent in that channel as well. So I am optimistic about optimism and the rest of them right here, OP, and we'll see that they get moving up in this bullish channel, like I called out as they bottomed out there, guys. So there you go with your crypto look, and that's what it does look like. And how about Playboy right here? It's still going up after I called that thing after. Holy shit, look at that thing. That thing was ripping right there, Playboy. I was down here on that day. What day was it? November 12th. You were at 131, 139. You're at 265. Who even knew anyone looked at Playboy? It might be one to go put down now. It looks like it's coming back down at the moment, but who even knew Playboy had magazines that still came out? I had no idea. I just saw Olivia Dunn is like the Maxim cover. I had no idea Maxim magazine still existed, to be completely honest with you. I mean, Cavino and Rich were on Maxim Radio back in the day. That's the first show, that the first channel that they did. That's how I found them. They were on Maxim Radio, and they used to have their own radio station on Sirius. That's how big the magazine was back then. Remember them and stuff? Was it something like that? FHM, something like that. There was a couple different ones back then that were decent magazines, guys magazines that did really well, and now they pretty much don't even exist with the internet out. But anyway, maybe they exist, but they're just like online type things. But yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I have to look into it. But anyway, let's see what the spy and everybody's doing at the moment before we hop off of here. So your spy is up a little bit more right there. And let's see, that would be nice if it gets curled up today. It looks like it's trying to just keep itself steady. Let's look at our cues. They were down a hair, and they're still down a hair right there. And again, they don't look terrible. They could pull back a little bit, but they could also, that could be a little bit of pullback for them to run up. Look at this 20 getting tried to get curled up there. It's an interesting look, that's for sure. And obviously, it's waiting for tomorrow for the FOMC, and that's a no-brainer right there. I think everybody knows that, and we all know that we're getting a rate cut, but it depends on what Powell's talking about and says, and the questions and answers and all that good stuff. IWM right there, your Russell 2000, and it is up a little bit, not looking too bad. Look at it trying to curl up right there. So your IWM pretty good. And then we'll just look real quick at these guys. Apple just kind of hanging out right there. And the video right there is up a little bit. And again, it should be cruising up a little bit more. It started up way down up there, and it came down. Maybe you get that run up back up again, and it'll be pretty decent. Can pull the market with it, perhaps. We'll see, because look, NVIDIA is your bright spot. Google, Meta, Tesla, all down. Microsoft, Apple kind of flat right there. AVGO a little bit red as well, and so is MU, but AMD still up, and AMD does look pretty good. I mean, it looks pretty good as it ran up today and setting up, but doesn't look like it wants to blast off today like it did yesterday. But I mean, it is going to blast off, just maybe not today. Looks like Home Depot is way down as well right there. Look at that bad boy pulling back. Lowe's down just a little bit. I told you Lowe's was better off right now, and it is looking a little better. So there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty good market review. I would keep an eye on this dust and J Dust, but they look like they're down right now. There you go. And so J Nug and Nug must be just kind of hanging out. They don't look great. And Nug is up a little bit right there. That hit the 20, trying to bounce off. We'll keep an eye on them as well. I'll look at gold today, see what it wants to do. That Rocket Lab had been looking good right there. And what's Galaxy up to? It's up a little bit. That thing had a crazy look yesterday. LDI wasn't looking too bad. It's just kind of flat. And this IREN, oh, I'm glad I didn't buy it yesterday. Look at that mistake. And I can get a little cheaper, 1% cheaper there. I'll be checking that out. And Sezzle is sizzling up a little bit more right there. So there you go at the market. That's what it looks like, everybody. And we will be keeping you guys updated in the Discord. I'll hop on this morning with Ben, and we will be on there to do some live trading and see what the market's going to bring us. And let's take a look. And again, bull right there, down a penny. And what is Kodak? That is up 5 cents. It was looking really good to try to blast off into the top, but it's just kind of flat this morning. Not saying it won't blast off. We'll see how the market reacts today, or if it's just going to stay really flat and then wait until tomorrow with the old Fed rate cut. So we'll keep an eye on things and we'll keep you posted. You guys know that. So that's what the market looks like this morning on our Tuesday morning here. So holy cow, it's December 9th. Not many days left until Christmas. Tomorrow would be 15. So today must be 16, I think. I don't know if that math is right, but you guys can try to figure it out as well. So there you go. If there's only about 16 days left till Christmas, that's pretty quick, and it'll be here before you know it. So I hope you're getting all that good stuff done as well. And thank you, Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel, Progressive G, Doge Mob and Nine, and Robin, and of course Asian Joe Lee and Joseph Levy and everybody else that hangs out, tunes in, and enjoys the show. Thank you very much, and be sure to like the show on your way out of here. Feedback's always appreciated, and all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence and be sure to trade smart and lock in those profits today. I don't think we hit the news stories, but let's look at them real quick. Trump hits the road to tackle con job affordability growth, or did we read these? I have no idea. Oh yeah, because it jolts data. Okay, so that was a new one, I think, because I don't think we read that. It just grabbed my attention. I was like, I don't think I said con job, did I? But maybe I did, and I just don't even remember. You guys know. I think we started with this one, so maybe that was a new headline. But there you go. It is cold out there, Luis Rodriguez in New Jersey and everywhere else. So be sure to be warm. I would say winter is coming as Christmas is approaching here. So definitely be ready for that. And there you go, everybody. So enjoy your day and lock in those profits. Trade smart. Goodbye. Good luck. See you later. And have a great day, everybody.